Hello, my name is Mordred Viking, and I'd like to welcome you to episode 125 of this Let's Play Crusader Kings II. This is the March of the Vikings. As you might be able to tell, I do now have a new microphone, so hopefully there is a much richer or more awesome sound, but I also don't yet have a pop filter, so if you get the odd pops in the mic, I'm very sorry about that. I have ordered a new one, or I have ordered one, and that should be here in a couple of days, but until then, I'm just going to have to make do, I'm afraid. So, what did we do in the last episode? Well, we started actually expanding down to the south. We have taken the province of Pelusia down here from the Gilesadin people. We've given it to the Vikings, but as the Vikings are actually a vassal now, we kept it and we don't have to keep on fending them off against stupid attacks or even not being able to defend against other attacks, so that's a good thing. In the meantime, we now have a 3-year truce with them, I believe, before we can go after the next thing, and we'll probably do a holy war for Sinai, which will be this chunk of land. At least we have somewhere that we can land in and do that. And because they are Sunni rather than Shia, as most of the Muslim world is at this stage, it's only them that we'll need to contend with, which is quite nice. In the meantime, we do still have a relatively high threat of 39%. The Byzantines have a truce with us for another 3 years. Yes, and they do have an alliance with Austrasia who would join. But I'm still very much intending to chip away at Byzantine power because that is just the easiest way for us to expand at the moment. I can still use Crimea, I can still form the Kingdom of Tariqa. I'm still tempted to do that. Am I? I'm kind of tempted to do that. Probably not immediately. And we have a matrilineal betrothal between you and my brother. Is there any reason why I wouldn't want to do this? Well, yes, probably, because it's matrilineal. Let's not do that, but let's get you married. You are pretty dreadful in every way. You're a twin, frail, chaste, brave, shy, deceitful person. That's all the neutral traits I've ever seen. Plus chaste, and you are a theologian, which reduces your fertility even more. You are learning. I think we're just going to give you someone who's amazing at learning. You'll do. Marry you two together. This is not matrilineal. We lose a bit of prestige, but prestige is pointless, so it's fine. Well, it's not pointless. It just doesn't do as much now as it once did. Young Petronus finished her education in the ways of intrigue. It is evident that she has excelled in her studies. Good stuff. Who are you trying to marry now? You're trying to matrilineally marry my bastard grandson. Yeah, that one you can have. Okay, cool. So we have a little bit more time against the Byzantines. When does that end exactly? Ah, here we go. Truce expires. 50 days. I was wondering if I should start a raiding party or not, but I don't think I actually need to. I'm losing a little bit of money because we're trying to rebuild our retinue up to the 5,000 because we did just build that. Konugard, in the meantime, is building the Holmgard training ground 4. Yeah. Which I think is the highest level you can have. So then all of our retinues will be amazing because they take that bonus. I could press claims there for a couple of seconds. The other nation which I still very much want to chase after is Saxony. Whoops, I've just trapped my mouse in the wrong screen. I can't stop thinking about all those prisoners in my dungeon. No, we're going to resist those impulses because yes, I still want to take Saxony because much of their land is still Norse culture. But that would mean fighting Catholics again. Which I want to avoid. We've had such bad luck fighting the Catholics that I don't really want to do that. Meanwhile, Scandinavia over here, this is growing. We're taking Jorvik. But it's fine, we took Lancaster first, and Lancaster is the important one. Jorvik, not so much. Right, onwards. Onwards! Haven't said that for a while. Opinion has increased, yes, because we are improving relations with you, because you kind of disliked us. Good news, my lord. We've received credible reports of a recent sighting of the great white bear in the county of Moramar. Saddle my horse. We have now undertaken hunting because I wanted to keep this guy alive for a little bit longer, just because the realm is so stable right now. It's amazing. How many troops can I raise? 14,000. Oh, that is feeling so much better. So much better with 14,000 than 4,000. At least we can now resist factions that are trying to rise up against us. You spend weeks in the wilderness searching for any trace of your prey, but are forced to return empty-handed. You are sure that no one's impressed by your failed adventure. It is my own failure. Proud, which gives you more prestige, or humble, which gives you piety and same trait opinion. You know what? I'm going to go with humble. Humble's alright. And we want high piety because we are still the Folkir. Speaking of being the Folkir, we had that 73%. Right, there was a comment which said that Zeeland is not owned by Italy anymore. That is true. It's owned by Austrasia instead, which is another big Catholic state. So I don't particularly want to go after them. And in fact, I think Austrasia might even be stronger than Italy are at the moment. So yeah, that's a big no. Alright, so we can now go to war with Byzantium. What would we try and take? This would mean a war against Austrasia. But this is Austrasia without holy orders and without other Catholic nations joining. Is it only them that you have an alliance with? Yes. I mean, I guess theoretically I could try and establish an alliance with the Rus. Because you're still refusing vassalization. I'm a king. Yeah, well, I'm a frickin' emperor. Who's your 7-year-old? Can I try and arrange a betrothal? Between you and, say, Mordred. Which would remove them from the defensive pact, but I'm not too concerned about that. What I'm more after, non-aggression pact, fine, but I really want an alliance with you actually. And also I'd like the opportunity of taking over. We'll try this. Reversing our policy towards the Rus. I've kind of like accepted the fact that they... Because my plan for EU4 has always been to split off all of the kingdoms, so we would just be the kingdom of Konugard, or if we took over India, we would be the kingdom of India, and we would split all of the various kingdoms off. Basically, we would dismantle Scandinavia, and then there would be all these individual countries as the Norse nations in EU4. So there is a little bit of conflict, but then there's also the possibility for marriages and royal marriages and stuff, and we'll see how the Norse nations do as a collective. I'll probably do that for some of the other countries, like the Byzantine Empire. I might try and break up a bit, just because you want smaller countries so that they have a chance of growing big in EU4. And if the Rus are independent anyway, then they would just be a large independent kingdom, particularly when compared to, say, Sweden, which I'm going to suspect will be quite small. Finland would be fairly big because it controls parts of England, which again would be interesting to see a Finland owning England as an independent nation. Would they be able to hold on to it? What kind of powers would that give? Would they move their capital to England? Just be kind of an interesting setup to be able to do that. Right, so how many troops does Austrasia have? You have got only 12,000 men. That is nothing. Byzantium, meanwhile, has 40,000. I, however, can raise 58,000. So if we were combined against you, then we could do it. Are you fighting anyone else? You're currently fighting the Rafid Emirate, which is these guys. They're not that powerful. It's really you that I want to go after, so... If you were on your own, I would fight you. If you're going to bring Austrasia in, and Austrasia, technically, because they are still fighting an infidel, could bring holy orders into the fight against me, I'd rather not risk that. I wonder if the Byzantines can use the Varangian Guard against Norse. Because technically the Varangians would be Norse themselves. Do the Varangians count as a holy order, as a mercenary company? I think they're a mercenary company which belongs to Byzantium, which means I can hire them super cheap, much like I can get the Vikings super cheap, and like the Navarrese company could be hired by the Navarrese company, super cheap. Not just because they own them, but because they are technically a vassal of that state, although it's a state that is owned. I don't know, this is really weird. This is really, really weird. I love it. It's brilliant. It's just one of those kind of left field outcomes, which is fairly rare to an extent. Right, do we want to pay 400 for a keep? Oh, we could actually spend 1,200 mercenaries if we need to. Sorry, this is a lot of umming and ahhing, but this is kind of a big deal. You are currently hiring the Varangian Guard. There we go. Costing you 24 a month. Well, these guys cost 130. Oh, they are a 12,000 man army. Okay, I'm not surprised. Ooh, 9,000 of which are cavalry. Horse archers. That's actually a really strong mercenary army. Expensive as hell, though. I think I'd rather hire these guys for 8,000. The Peshen Company. Man, do I want to go after the Byzantines? What are the options? What could you give to me? Too small. Achaia. Too far away. Alania. Possible. We have a border and it would cut these guys off nicely. Too cut off. Azov. Azov's probably the best option. Chernigov, just one province, kind of pointless for a holy war. I don't even know where this is. Oh, it's down there. Crimea, one province. Itil, too far away. Kartli. Kartli's tempting. It would get us close to the land border, but now that we actually have a holding down here, I'm not too concerned about that. Karvuna, another potential. Crete, too far away. Yeah, Moldau. Moldau would be another nice one. So it's basically between Moldau and whatever that area was called. Nicaea is probably one of the richest areas of the Byzantine Empire. Preslavel. Preslavel, it's only 2 provinces. Sarkel is a big one. I wouldn't mind going after Sarkel either. Thrace, Trebizond, Wallachia. Wallachia. If we took this one, then we could go after Wallachia and basically work our way down the Baltics. Let's have a look at how rich these areas are. 3 holdings, 2 holdings, 2, 2, 4. What about Sarkel? This is still nomadic. This is not tribal. Can't believe we got tribal in like 1300 or 1200. Oh no, this bit's definitely wealthier. Ooh, this would be really nice to take actually. That would form a pretty powerful Yaldom. Does this technically count as Taurica? It does. I think that this is the area that we're going to need to go after. Which was Chernigov? No. Kartli? No. Okay, why are you highlighting all of that? It's annoying. Much better. Which one was it? Moldau. So I think it's Moldau that we want to go after. Nearby Orthodox rulers might ask to join. They're not Orthodox. And then that would just be a war against Austrasia. Who I'm pretty sure I can take apart individually. It would just be the main Byzantine army that I would have to fight. What is in your army? That seems to be your army, and you've taken a big hit. Plus you are currently walking through an epidemic. Which is only going to help matters for you. Haha. You know what? Let's do this. It's war. For Moldau. Should be another nice chunk of land. Boom. Let's do this. Raise all of our troops. We'll bring you guys in over here. Bring you guys up here. Have you form up here. Hopefully we'll have them dead by then. Okay, maybe we won't be quite so aggressive. You guys over here. Finland can raise 8,000 men. That's pretty impressive. Finland's definitely done the best of all of my vassals. In fact, can I have a look at precisely who Finland owns? Direct vassals. Finland. That. And yeah, most of England. So that's probably where a lot of their troop raising comes from. So Finland I definitely need to keep an eye on and keep sweet. Oh, it's also save. That's fine. So we do need to look out for these guys raiding us right now, and I will go and kill them, probably. Oh, damn it. I'm using 2 stupid units. Oh, we didn't lose much, it's fine. Alright, so you now have a 10,000 man army. Let's group you all together. Let's put you under the command of Valdemar. Okay, you are already under the best commanders that we have got. Let's bring you around like this. Successful crusade for Jerusalem. Jesus has granted the Duke Dodon Seville victory over the crusade for Jerusalem against Caliph Muzaffaradin. Pope Lucius V has called for a month of celebration across the whole Christian world. Okay, this is good, because this has weakened them even further. And we now have a Kingdom of Jerusalem annoying the hell out of the Muslim nations. Ooh, you have 1,000 men. Young Arnbjorn has finished his education in the ways of war. It seems he has learned all the skills required. Seems to have a natural charm and a way with words. We can make him cruel, or make him gregarious. I don't think you're going to be that much of a threat to me. No, you're content. No, we'll make you gregarious. You'd actually be a really good advisor or something with a bit more training. Speaking of which, how is my little heir doing? Not so little anymore. Ooh, yeah, he's good. He's really good. Let's get you married to someone decent. Do we have anyone else that is a genius in this list? We do. We do. Let's see if we can get you married to her. Do it. Oh man, that's going to be an amazing match. Awesome. A daughter was born to Prince Mordred of Scandinavia and Tora. So this is the heir. You have got Mordred. You got... Okay, it's Morda. Nice easy one to remember. Okay, so you are currently marching into a 700 man army. That is not the button I meant to press. That is. Let's group you guys up. Let's group you up. Let's group you up. I've collected a tithe in Konugard. Wow, 376 gold. That's immense. Right, Gallic. I think we do want to start building something here. Maybe the training ground is fairly cheap. Faster levy reinforcement rate. Or castle fortification. Don't really need that. Or stables for more like cavalry. You know what, we'll do the stables. It's cheap. Just to keep it building more troop areas. Your Imperial Majesty, blessings upon your house. I've decided to accept the suggestion of a betrothal between Mordred and Astrid. Excellent. He is, after all, the future ruler of our fair nation. Okay, you guys are all managing to escape. You have started to siege down Konugard, which is unacceptable. But I would very much like to kill that army while they're isolated on their own. 12,000 man army. Easy target. And here we have 4,000 men already raised. We have another 13,000 on the way down. Fantastic. And then we can start sieging this area down. Once we have that, then we'll have the bonuses for holding that territory. So we'll get you guys in. So we have 18,000. That should be more than enough to go and deal with you. You have got 600 cavalry, heavy cavalry. And no horse archers. What's ST? What is ST? Because you have 284 of them. Is that horse archers? No, HA is horse archer. $2,000 light infantry, 4,000 heavy infantry, 900 pikemen, 1,000 light cavalry, 600 heavy cavalry, 2,000 archers, and 200 ST. Yeah, it must be horse archers. I'm pretty confident about this. I mean, this is the army which includes my heavy hitters, and I'd rather like to raise the siege here if possible. We have equal morale. ST, it was special units, apparently, which is the horse archers. My liege, my mission to Quezon has so long been a success. During the visit, the Grand Mayor has improved his relations. Excellent, give me more money. Yeah, This is actually a bit closer than I would like, so let's have you guys marching to reinforce. Our right flank is already broken, that's part of the reason, which means they're putting a lot of pressure on. Crap. I'm now suffering cramps. When do you guys arrive? 16th of September. We may not survive. Godai Sagala of Kitsiar states that his extensive medical experience leads him to the certain conclusion that you have food poisoning. Okay, our troops are arriving, I think. Actually, before we arrive, I'm going to be kind of cunning here. So it's the 13,000 man army which arrives first. Do I want to lead this myself? Sure. There we go. Reinforcements have arrived. We lost 5,900, they lost 5,400. We did get a bit of war score, not nearly as much as I would have liked, but I'll take it. And they are currently taking a whole bunch of damage. Child lacks education focus. Let's keep an eye on that. You are Thraxus Mordredson. Right, you're the one that I named after Thraxus. Jarl Eric, I think that was. So you are a good diplomat right now. Duty is conscientiousness, which gives you more stewardship and diligent or temperate, which aren't bad. Gregarious, deceitful, lunatic, or charitable, slothful, gluttonous. Yeah, those are potentially quite bad. Kind, content, trusting, humble, shy, craven. What's pride give? Haughty, proud, arbitrary, cruel, just, wrath, and envious. I think we'll go with thrifty. Just seems like the best option. Not passing loose stool in the chamber pot, you are bent over retching. You're suffering from food poisoning. Yes, thank you. So they're coming with a couple of armies, nothing dramatically dangerous. Court physician offers treatment. As long as you know what you're doing, I don't want anything crazy. It's only food poisoning. Your eyes widened when Godai Sagala led a goat into your chambers. The foul smell of his flatulence made you both cover your noses, but the physician pulled your hand away. Apologies, my lord, this is the treatment. He recommended deep breaths. Successful treatment. I'll take it. Alright, where is the Austrasian army? That is another thing that I do need to keep an eye on. Not seeing one. Well, how's Byzantium got Innsbruck? Of all places. Okay, kind of mad. Right, let's march on. Let's split you into how many armies? 3 of 10,000, I think. Or 4 of 8. We'll do 4 of 8. So, Voldemar's army can go here, your army can go here, your army can go here, and your army can go here. Or we could try and grab just these territories, and then if they turn around and come after us again, they'll have the river crossing there to contend with. I actually kind of like that idea. I feel better, I lose food poisoning. Cool. Let's bring you to Belogrod and bring you over here. Where are you going? You're going here. You're going there. You're going here. Just so we have the backup ready to support anyone who requires it. Okay. Battle of Fusia. No attrition. You're already coming over the river to come at me. Marvellous. Plan worked. So you just need to hold until reinforcements arrive. I'm not taking the field myself. That's a silly idea. Let's get rid of you. And let's bring you in instead. And I'm going to say, yeah, I'm not joining fights. Do we have any other commanders? Let's have a quick look. Oh yeah, we have 3 slots. 31? He's amazing! That's one of the highest martial skills I've ever seen. Fantastic. Okay, in that case, let's bring in Mr. 31. He's only 50. Awesome. And then Voldemar. And then Falky, I guess. Sweet. Right, we have another 12,000 men on their way. Let's bring you down here. Let's throw in another 7,000. I'm not expecting to need a whole army to deal with these guys, because they have that major river crossing. My liege, since I arrived here in Konugard, there's never been a shortage of soldiers. Excellent. Speaking of which, are there any more buildings that we can get? We have full level 4, that's amazing. Or do we want to save money just in case things go really, really badly? I'm going to save money just in case. Yeah, it's only Austrasia that's fighting us, and they don't seem to have committed any troops yet. Which is good. Sunni rebels in Pelusia. That's irritating. There we go. We killed 5,000, we lost 1,000. Much better. That's exactly what I was hoping for. Let's start putting a little bit more pressure on them. Start sieging some of this stuff down. You really can't have that many troops left. Plus you still got diseases in your main areas. King Tola is no longer my chancellor. That is unfortunate. Yeah, you have still 23,000 men. Okay, so we need a new chancellor. Didn't it just say that Tola no longer was? Or was that someone else? Canute kind of rubbish. King of Norway. Is the King of Finland any good at anything? No. Simple answer, no. Okay, so I think we're going to go with the top man here. Hello. Oh, he's the Finnish revolt. Never mind. I'm not going to make Saga the leader. I think we'll just get Tolle, Nordriki, and then we'll have you go and chat to whoever it is that we need you to chat to. I'm going to assume that's going to be Finland. Finland could use some talking to, so let's send you there. Finland. Are we still converting? Yep. Alright then. Continue. Arranged betrothal has been received from Toller of Vendel. My daughter Morda to my cousin. Nordriki? No, I don't think I really need to tie you down. Other people, yes. You, not so much. Falky Viking? No, I'm not going to marry you off to a revolting person. Canute, however. You actually want to marry Canute to the daughter. I'm okay with that. That's fine. That should be another non-aggression pact. Okay, here comes 14,000 men. We will begin marching to assist. Hopefully they attack before we arrive, yeah. We should be fine. There we go. Loads of reinforcements. 9,000 for 5,000. Another 15 war score. And we captured Strategos, Heralkios, Ironside. Cool. So let's get the 7,000 man army and just march you up to here. And we should probably switch out our main commanders for this army now. Ulfa, Voldemar, Volki. Man, our commanders are amazing. This is good. Still haven't seen Austrasia though, which is not so good. Right, so how many of these idiots are being idiots? 10,000? Ugh. Sunny Uprising. Yeah, we are going to have to deal with them at some point, somehow. Not entirely sure just how yet, but we'll find a way. So we have another 4,000 men coming down as reinforcements, and yeah, that's the last of them. Cool. Good news, my lord. We've received credible reports. Good stuff. Did I start building anything yet? No, I didn't. Because we are currently losing money because we are rebuilding retinues, I believe. Okay. We're about to start taking some holdings, though. Oh, yeah, we went straight up to 40%. Which is nice. Fruitlessly scouring the countryside, you come across a small cottage in the wilds. As you knock, an old crone opens. When she sees you and your hunting party, she cackles eerily and says she has a powerful potion that will make you a stronger hunter, sure to catch any prey. Sell it to me. Oh, great, I've got diarrhea. Lovely. Okay, we're up to 50%. The sieges will continue. Seek treatment for illness, that sounds like a good plan to me. Diarrhea stopped. Bye-bye. Okay, we're up to 61%. And with that, we are going to have to end this episode. So thank you very much for watching. If you are enjoying this series, then please do hit that like button. If you haven't done so already, then please do consider subscribing. If you have any tips or advice for me, let me know in the comments. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll catch you next time. Goodbye.